Sharad Pradhan, senior journalist, joining us from Lucknow. We also have Harish Bijur, who clearly is one of the foremost brand consultants, image consultants in the country. Let me start with you, Sharad Pradhan. Why is the Congress party so nervous every time there is even speculation about Priyanka Gandhi taking on a bigger role? Is she seen to have a much better image than perhaps her brother, which is why you have the entire top rung of the Congress party bending backwards to make sure that her role is not seen to be bigger than that of Rahul?
Well, as far as one has seen Priyanka Gandhi, because she's been very active in Raebareli and Amethi as well, and she has the kind of spontaneity she has. Rahul certainly is far behind that as far as that is concerned. Then she has the charisma of her grandmother. Invariably, people relate to her with her grandmother, and and the way she connects. These are qualities which are certainly missing in Rahul. Rahul, it appears that Rahul has to sort of rehearse before he comes before the public. Whereas Priyanka is very spontaneous, she connects with the people, she talks when she is addressing people, it is very obvious that she is speaking extempore, whereas Rahul is definitely, invariably he uses a prepared speech. All these things make a lot of difference, and because of this dynamism, her overall persona is rated as far more, she's a far more vote catch. She can be instrumental in catching votes far better than Rahul. And that's the reason that the Congress leaders, they are, because ultimately, if the word from the mother is for the son, which I
right.
see as the typical Indian putra prem by all Indian mothers. So, that's the reason Priyanka was never allowed to come in the open. In the forefront of politics, and now that she is being maybe because they have realized that Rahul's magic, which they thought has never worked, Rahul's graph is on a downswing.
Okay,
so
interesting you say that, because I want to ask Harish Bijur that how much does Priyanka add to brand Rahul, or rather take away from it? She might be a vote catcher, but in the end, is the Congress worried about the fact that she might overshadow him? And in that context, is it really good for Priyanka to be around when Rahul is out there campaigning ahead of 2014?
My view would be that Priyanka would not rob Rahul. Instead, Priyanka would aid Rahul dramatically. In fact, Rahul could have two potential kingmakers in his own family. One is, of course, Sonia Gandhi, brand Sonia Gandhi, and the other is brand Priyanka. And both these are women, and very powerful women. Women with a great degree of a big persona and quite a charismatic persona on their own. So if you ask me, they can add a lot to Rahul, and I don't think there's any worry of the focus shifting from Rahul onto Priyanka at all.
Okay, Sharad Pradhan, many say that perhaps Priyanka might not take on a bigger role than Rahul ever, possibly in the Congress party, but she might easily take on the role perhaps played in terms of taking over the seat or the constituency from Sonia Gandhi. Is that a possibility that you see happening?
That has been speculated for quite some time, ever since Sonia fell ill. They thought that nobody else could replace Sonia Gandhi better than Priyanka. But at the same time, the fact that it has all along been felt over the recent past, over the past several years, that if Priyanka could reach out to the people across the country, not just confine herself to Raebareli, where I think she has been systematically, it is the word from the mother, obviously, so that she is not allowed to move around. Otherwise, she could have done wonders. She could have done wonders, which is the common feeling. Which wherever she goes, but if you just bring her for a road show, it's not going to make a difference. The common argument against this is that, well, she went to 2-3 constituencies in the last election, but she failed to spell any magic. But fact remains, if you bring her at the 11th hour, obviously it's not going to make a difference. Just a road show will not. But if she moves around, it will definitely. And I think, I wouldn't disagree with what has been said just now, that she would assist Rahul, because considering that Rahul's graph is going down, and Rahul has been, kind of already rejected by a large majority in the sense that in the last, we have seen it in the Vidhan Sabha elections.